All right, folks, check this out. Donald Trump had his worst meltdown to date about this whole Epstein story on social media early this morning. He really wants the story to go away. He's hoping to change the narrative, but with statements like this, he only sounds more guilty and more questions continue to be raised. So I want to read this statement for you right now and dive right in head first. But before I do that, I want to show you a clip where Donald Trump was asked about the Epstein files and his claim that it's a hoax created by Democrats in the Oval Office today, and his answer is as unhinged as ever. So take a look.
Mr. President, I know you want to move past all this intrigue over the Epstein files, but I do want to ask you to clarify something you said this morning. You said this was all a hoax. Has your Attorney General told you this was a hoax? What evidence have you seen of that?
No, it's not the Attorney General. No, I know it's a hoax. It's started by Democrats. It's been run by the Democrats for 4 years. You had Christopher Wray and these characters and Comey before him. And it's a bad group. It started, actually, look at the Steele dossier that turned out to be a total hoax. The 51 agents, the intelligence, so-called intelligence agents, it was a hoax. It's all been a big hoax. It's perpetrated by the Democrats. And some stupid Republicans and foolish Republicans fall into the net. And so they try and do the Democrats' work. The Democrats are good for nothing other than these hoaxes. They're bad for policy. They're bad for picking candidates that can get elected. Like in New York, we have a communist running. He may get elected too, actually, but he'll destroy the city.
Wow. So that entire answer was just a lot of deflection from Donald Trump. You can see the concern in his face when he talks about things like this, because not only is he just sitting very awkwardly, but also he just pivots to any other topic. He started talking about New York City politics. I mean, this guy is off his rocker. And that brings us to the statement that he made at, let me just be exact here, 9:43 in the morning. He woke up and was automatically furious about this whole Epstein story that is ripping apart his base. So let's dive into the statement, and then after, Elon Musk reacted to it, so we'll get into that as well. But he said, quote, "The radical left Democrats have hit pay dirt again, just like with the fake and fully discredited Steele dossier, the lying 51 intelligence agents, the laptop from hell, which the Dems swore had come from Russia, and even the Russia scam itself, a totally fake and made up story used in order to hide Hillary Clinton's loss in 2016. These scams and hoaxes are all Democrats are good at." So just to be clear, he started this statement on Epstein with ranting about all his different grievances or supposed grievances, his issues that he has made up in his little mind. He said that these scams and hoaxes are all that Democrats are good at. It's all they have. They're no good at governing, no good at policy, and no good at picking winning candidates. We just kind of heard him say something similar to that. And also, unlike Republicans, they stick together like glue. Their new scam, in all caps, is what we will forever call the Jeffrey Epstein hoax. And my past supporters have bought into this BS hook, line, and sinker. They haven't learned their lesson and probably never will, even after being conned by the lunatic left for 8 years. I've had more success in 6 months than perhaps any president in our country's history, and all these people want to talk about with strong prodding by the fake news and the success-starved Democrats is the Jeffrey Epstein hoax. Let these weaklings continue forward and do the Democrats' work. Don't even think about talking about our incredible and unprecedented success, because I don't want their support anymore. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Make America great again. Now, there is so many significant lines in this statement that are almost certainly going to annoy the hell out of MAGA. Just like, for example, he's calling it the Jeffrey Epstein hoax. It's so interesting that this is the argument the White House is going with, that this Epstein document conversation that the country's been having for quite some time is now a complete hoax. Donald Trump, before the 2024 presidential election, said, "I'm going to declassify everything. Any document that's out there, we're going to release it to the American public." Then, when he needed it, he needed the controversy, the conversation about Epstein to get some votes, then it was real. Then it was, oh, I'm going to declassify it. I'm the one that's going to bring transparency back. Now that he's in office and he's president, he's now labeling it as the Jeffrey Epstein hoax. And then, of course, He also goes on to insult his own supporters, saying, let these weaklings continue forward, as in people who care about the Epstein story. And he also said, I don't want their support anymore. And this is causing a lot of Trump supporters to just basically say, fine, you don't have my support anymore. For example, Derek Evans. This is a guy who got convicted for his role in January 6th. So this is no liberal. He was there at the Capitol on Jan 6th, got convicted for being there, and he reacted to the statement on Twitter saying it's BS to insult our intelligence on the Epstein cover-up. Past supporters, WTF is that supposed to mean? I went to prison for peacefully protesting the election. Is he insinuating that we are no longer supporters because we want justice for innocent children? Derek Evans, again, he himself acknowledged he went to prison for January 6th, is saying, I don't want to support this guy anymore. It's insulting to our intelligence. Now, the intelligence that Derek Evans has is minimal, along with all these other people that were there on January 6th, but nonetheless, they are offended. And you're even seeing it in the comments of Donald Trump's Truth Social post. Some of the top comments are insulting him, and they're coming from MAGA fans. Greek American, his username is actually Greeks for Trump. Again, no liberal, saying, why is the Epstein case so important to MAGA? It's why Trump won in 2016. He promised to rip the mask off the globalist elite and drain their filthy swamp. If the GOP betrays that mission, at least a third of the base walks, and they will lose 2026 guaranteed. That's the top comment under Donald Trump's rant this morning, which is also close to getting ratioed as well. It has 3,800 likes, and Publius, the next one in line, they write, so prove it was a hoax instead of bashing your past supporters, because that isn't helping your midterm chances. Another MAGA fan, Greenwood, says, you are pissed off that MAGA does not buy into your temper tantrum. This is your Waterloo, Mr. President. Blaming people like me who have stood by you through thick and thin is disloyalty. Without us, you are nothing but a bully running out of choices. Again, these are all Trump supporters. There's no liberals on Truth Social. I mean, let's be clear. They're all MAGA fans insulting him in the comments. Their replies are getting thousands upon thousands of likes. This is bad news for Donald Trump. His midterm chances, as these people are correctly saying, is going down the drain right now. And insulting his base, who have stood by him through literally everything, is not a good strategy. And as I mentioned, Elon Musk has reacted to some of these statements from Donald Trump, and he too is not happy as someone who gave hundreds of millions of dollars to Donald Trump. In response to the statement itself, Elon Musk said, the old, admit nothing, deny everything, make counterclaims, but it won't work this time. He doesn't think that Donald Trump's going to get away with it, and I agree. I don't think this story is going to go away. He also responded to that video we saw earlier with Donald Trump in the Oval Office talking about the Epstein files, and he said, wow, amazing that Epstein, quote-unquote, killed himself, and Ghislaine is in federal prison for a hoax. So he's kind of poking fun at Donald Trump, who's saying all of this is a hoax, it's all fake, but simultaneously, Ghislaine Maxwell is sitting in prison for something that he's claiming didn't really happen, I guess, or is not real. Another thing here, in response to the statement, he said he should just release the files and point out which part is the hoax. And as you heard in the Oval Office, it's not like the Attorney General or anybody told him the documents were a hoax. He just came up with this all by himself. He's just claiming that the documents aren't real, but that also they are real, they're just a hoax created by Democrats. It's the typical Trump playbook. It's flip-flopping 101. We see him do it all the time, and this example is no different. So I just had to show you this insane statement from Donald Trump where he insults his own supporters and, of course, the subsequent reaction. I will leave the video there. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you being here. Make sure to subscribe down below. It goes an incredibly long way. Drop a like on the video, comment. Let me know what you think about this story. And as I always say, I greatly appreciate you, and I hope you have an amazing rest of your day.